Hello everyone and welcome to the Institute of Jamaica's Heritage Fest 2020. This year our theme is Treasures of the IOJ. Every object tells a story. We hope that after this presentation, your cultural interest will be renewed. We'll now welcome Bishop Harold Blair, who will lead us in prayer.
Lord, we recognize you as our Father because we love you. We are glad to be called your children and to dedicate our lives to the service that extends through willing hearts and hands to the betterment of everyone in this country. We send to you the aroma of thanksgiving for the blessings you have poured out on this nation, for the founding fathers who have laid a sound foundation, for those who dare to walk in their footsteps, and all the people who have made this land their home. Thank you, Father, for our heritage. We know that this land is sometimes filled with discordant notes, but help us, Father, to so unite our efforts as a people, that we may all join in one harmonious symphony for peace and brotherhood, for justice and equality of opportunity for all our brothers and sisters. Father, we are your handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which you prepared in advance for us to do. We have all been created in your image and have inherited talents, skills, and abilities for good works. God, you have distributed that creative capacity through all the groups of the great family that is called the Jamaican family. This original capacity helps to create an interdependence through which we can all serve each other with the talents you have given to us. As we, thy people, celebrate our heritage, help us to reflect on the lines of our anthem. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. To our leaders, great defender, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica land we love. These and other blessings we ask, in the matchless name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen.
We'll now have official welcome by the chairman of the council, Dr. Howard Mitchell, and this will be followed by Mrs. Nicole Patrick Shaw, who will give an overview of the Heritage Fest program this year.
On behalf of the Council of the Institute of Jamaica, I welcome you all to Heritage Fest 2020 and assure you that notwithstanding the absence of the usual excitement at our street because of COVID-19, the show will go on, so we will celebrate virtually. I therefore congratulate all the divisions and departments of the Institute of Jamaica, including the boards of management and the staff, for sharing with us what we need to know about Jamaica under the theme Treasures of the Institute of Jamaica. Every object tells a story. Sir John Huggins, a former governor of Jamaica, in his message for the Jamaica Historical Society's first publication of the Jamaica Historical Review in June 1945, which was published by the Institute of Jamaica, stated, "No one can understand the present or plan intelligently for the future unless he knows how the community in which he lives came into being." Surely that echoes the words of the national hero, the Right Excellent Marcus Garvey, who stated, "A people without the knowledge of its history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots." We commend successive governments over the years beginning in 1879 for the continuity of the Institute of Jamaica, and we express gratitude to the staff who facilitate the mission of this institution. every Jamaican should be able to associate with the objects on display, even though some of them remind us of an unfortunate past. But that is a reality of heritage, to remind us not to make such mistakes in the future. There have been increased requests from the diaspora about our heritage as Jamaicans, and this exhibition will assist in facilitating a useful link both locally and abroad. We look forward to post-COVID times when you all return to view the objects at the various divisions and departments of the Institute of Jamaica, and we can celebrate our humanity together. Welcome to Heritage Fest 2020, and may our endeavors be crowned with success. Thank you.
The Honorable Olivia Grange, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Mr. Howard Mitchell, Chairman of Council of the Institute of Jamaica, Mr. Vivian Crawford, our Executive Director of the Institute of Jamaica, performers, members of the IOJ team, our special viewers, good day. I'm glad to see you. It's a pleasure and an honor to provide you with a highlight about the Institute of Jamaica and our Heritage Fest 2020. From inception, the Institute of Jamaica was regarded as an organization designed to help government in the advancement of culture and has contributed significantly to Jamaica's historical legacy. Professor Rex Nettleford noted in a seminal piece of work on cultural identity in Jamaica that the Institute of Jamaica's main target was to accelerate decolonization by overhauling and reorientating the society. It has provided the machinery through which cultural programs of the country could be more effectively planned and promoted, all this towards one end, the improvement of the quality of life of Jamaican people. As every Jamaican should have an opportunity to develop their creative potential to the fullest and thus make his contribution in the national interest. It was the institution that was peculiar to this country and out of which could arise the creative thinking, the native talent and skills which we have eventually recorded in works of art and in works of natural history, and which have been handed down to us over the many decades. There is a wealth of significant cultural properties at our museums, many of them created thousands of years ago, which illuminates Jamaica's long history, are found at the Institute. We, in turn, are obliged to safely pass on these thousands of objects to future generations. This is the largest repository of historic, ethnographic, and archaeological artifacts in Jamaica. Once criticized as elitist, IOJ now seeks to increase its relevance by appealing to a wider audience by developing new and vibrant content, increasing access points, and infusing technology in its programs. It was only natural that IOJ would spawn a new program called Heritage Fest to meet the needs of its various stakeholders. This year was unlike any other, as the COVID-19 pandemic has forced the abrupt closure of cultural heritage sites and institutions to the public, which meant that the persons could no longer physically access our spaces and participate in our face-to-face offerings. This wasn't unique to Jamaica, as the International Council on Museums reported that since the beginning of COVID-19, 95% of the museums worldwide have been forced to close temporarily. Self-isolation measures brought on by the pandemic represent a huge challenge for museum professionals who must continue to ensure the security of their collections. How do we cope? COVID-19 pandemic has reminded us at the Institute of Jamaica of two things: that we are resilient and strong. As connoted in this year's Independence celebration, this time requires us to re-examine our national pledge and commit the love and loyalty of our hearts, the wisdom and courage of our minds, to work diligently and to work creatively in serving each other and building our nation. It is out of our need to celebrate our uniqueness that the Institute of Jamaica wanted to share with you Jamaica's treasures, your treasures that we keep in our collection. It's a mere reminder in this difficult time that we are a dynamic people, as we stand on the shoulder of great heroes of our past, like our first national hero, Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Let us not forget, like the Sankofa beckons us to do, of who we are as a Jamaican. Let us look at our treasures, as each object tells a great story of our freedom journey and the many struggles that we had to overcome. We will rise. We will rise. We have done it throughout history. The objectives of this year's Heritage Fest, themed Treasures of the Institute of Jamaica, was geared towards reintroducing the Institute of Jamaica as your Institute of Jamaica, where we collect, preserve, research, and develop cultural programs on your behalf. Highlight the various divisions and departments that make up what we call the Institute of Jamaica. Improve public awareness of the diversity of the Jamaican items in our collection. Inform the public about some of the remarkable artifacts in the collection, as each objects tell a story. We are cognizant of our role to serve you, so guess what? Sit back and relax and get ready to take a journey through the Institute of Jamaica's collection. Guess what? The Institute are going to take it to them. Get ready, go. One love, and stay safe.
And now we've reached one of the exciting parts of the program. We have a special performance by the Greater Portmore Junior Center dancers.
Roast breadfruit, roast breadfruit, fried breadfruit. I must just swap the breadfruit them round there. Cool kid, them some breadfruit make you covered, but them have a beer to catch up on ya. Escobar, I eat. You all get the breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Just tell me if you want breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Catch it down to them called breadfruit. Watch it down. Roast or fry. Catch it down. Roast or fry. Breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Tell me if you want roast breadfruit. See it there? Now me a climb a blade. Gyal a come for the breadfruit limb. Ching a sing, everybody dancing. All gyal too, me no do the man barring. Breadfruit a roast, everybody get around. Disha say she love off the breadfruit zone. Ching at when this trap breadfruit have a raised on a tone. Breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Just tell me if you want breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Catch it down to them called breadfruit. Watch it down. Roast or fry. Catch it down. Roast or fry. Breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Tell me if you want roast breadfruit. Breadfruit. Everybody do the dance. Famous a do the dance. Cool kid a do the dance. Cabin a do the dance. Energy a do the dance. Shakespeare a do the dance. Loco do the dance. Which dance? Breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Just tell me if you want breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Catch it down to them called breadfruit. Watch it down. Roast or fry. Catch it down. Roast or fry. Breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Tell me if you want roast breadfruit. Lord God Almighty, from ching to this breadfruit song. Every morning I wake up, the heart full of breadfruit leaves. Yeah, me that a cool kid, and Shakespeare them. Not even have one of the breadfruit them for me. I chew breadfruit as a hit. Breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Just tell me if you want breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Catch it down to them called breadfruit. Watch it down. Roast or fry. Catch it down. Roast or fry. Breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Tell me if you want roast breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Just tell me if you want breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Catch it down to them called breadfruit. Watch it down. Roast or fry. Catch it down. Roast or fry. Breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Tell me if you want roast breadfruit.
And now we'll have an official address by the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, Honorable Olivia Babsy-Grange.
It is by tapping into the gifts and awakening the spirit of the Jamaican people that we will, by God's grace, regroup, re-engineer, and reopen to a brighter future with culture, gender, entertainment, and sport. This is an excerpt from my sectoral presentation in Parliament in July. In response to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, my ministry and its agencies have been using more creative and technologically driven means to reach the public. Today, the Institute of Jamaica is hosting its first virtual staging of the annual Heritage Fest. This follows successful virtual stagings of Labor Day activities, independence celebrations, the Jamaica Festival Song and Gospel Song competitions, and more recently, the National Honors and Awards Ceremony. Heritage Fest 2020 demonstrates our ability to reimagine how we showcase and celebrate our culture. Our 2020 theme is Treasures of the Institute of Jamaica. Every object tells a story. This is timely as we observed World Day for Audiovisual Heritage on Tuesday, October 27. These activities underscore the importance of preserving the many expressions of our heritage for generations to come. As Minister, I'm determined to ensure the repatriation of cultural objects taken from Jamaica, which constitute our rich cultural heritage. Indeed, their return will help to fill the gaps in our history, which are critical to the process of understanding ourselves and fostering greater cultural awareness. In 1981, the British High Commission in Jamaica identified approximately 137 objects from Jamaica that were housed at the British Museum. Among those are two Taino objects, the Bonayel and the Birdman, taken from Carpenter's Mountain, now part of southern Manchester, in 1792. Through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, we have initiated the process of engaging our British partners to bring these artifacts back home. I invite students in particular, and all Jamaicans at home and in the diaspora, to view the presentation on the specially selected objects from our national collection. These include Sugar Belly's bamboo saxophone and Marcus Garvey's cane. I commend the Council and the staff of the Institute of Jamaica on this initiative and take great pleasure in launching Heritage Fest 2020.
Thank you, Minister, for your kind words. And now we're here again with another exciting part of the program. We're going to have a special performance by Abijah Brown. He is one of our outstanding students at the East Street Junior Center.
Make me a part of the national dish. Everybody knows I'm go well with ackee and saltfish. Who did know I'm go well with ackee and saltfish? My past this year for independence, this has been my greatest wish. That some men will not just see me as a second to brother ackee and sister saltfish. Just like the Jamaican people, I've always stood my ground. Never make any circumstances get me down. I further stood the fight from slavery to freedom. Look upon where we are now. We develop our own kingdom. Steam me, fry me, roast me, and make punch. Like a Jamaican woman, my versatility is second to none. But they are long before Louise Bennett, the queen of Jamaican culture. Sit down, listen, make me educate you. From Buster to Porsche, from $250,000 to Costa, from Dinky Mini to Family Bunks, from Standpipe to 8 ounce. From Italy to Tally Goat, from curry chicken back to KFC bowl, from food stamp to park program, every Jamaican has an opportunity to have an education. Don't get me wrong, a mother and a father have to do what them can. Me say make me a part of the national dish. Everybody knows me go well with ackee and saltfish. For the past 50 years, this has been my greatest wish. I am a proud Jamaican. Me say make me a part of the national dish.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, revealing the treasures of the IOJ.
Hello, I'm Bernard Janke, Director of the African Caribbean Institute of Jamaica, Jamaica Member Bank. Our mandate is to deepen public awareness of the contribution of various ethnic groups, in particular our African cultural retention to Jamaican cultural history. We also look at the contributions of other ethnic groups to the total makeup of our Jamaican culture to determine who we are. We do this through a consistent and rigorous research, documentation, preservation, and presentation program to various publics so that there is an understanding of the cultural makeup of this country. We are responsible for the National Oral History Project, the Jamaica Memory Bank, which documents the social history of this country through the eyes of people who have lived that history, in particular our senior citizens. We are the national focal point for the implementation of the 2003 UNESCO Convention on Intangible Cultural Heritage. Please enjoy Heritage Fest 2020.
I am Julian Cresser, Education Outreach Officer at the ACIJ JMB. The ACIJ JMB is an amalgamation of two separate institutes, the African Caribbean Institute of Jamaica and the Jamaica Memory Bank. The African Caribbean Institute of Jamaica was founded in 1972 to research and document African cultural retentions in the Caribbean. And not just to research and document these retentions, but also to enhance public awareness and appreciation for the contribution of these African retentions to our culture in the Caribbean generally and Jamaica specifically. And that's a very important mission because many of these African retentions have been overlooked and undervalued. The Jamaica Memory Bank was established in 1981 as an oral history project, really to collect Jamaicans' memories. So far, we have conducted over 1,000 interviews with Jamaica's senior citizens, and so it's an incredibly rich archive of Jamaica's social history. The most important part of the African Caribbean Institute of Jamaica, Jamaica Memory Bank's collection is our audiovisual collection. We have been documenting Jamaica's folk forms, including religion, dance, music, and foodways, for now nearly 50 years. And in that time, we have amassed a collection of over 12,000 images, 800 videos, and over 2,000 audio tapes. This is a real treasure of Jamaica's social and cultural history, and persons can come at any time and view these tapes, view these images, and listen to the interviews that we have done as a part of the Jamaica Memory Bank project. Three of the highlights of our collection are our Makonde statues, our Prenton maroon drums, and our Jamaica Memory Bank tapes. The Makonde statues were donated to the African Caribbean Institute of Jamaica in 1975 when a group of Makonde carvers made a visit to the island. The Makonde people originate in Mozambique and today live in areas of Mozambique, Tanzania, and Kenya. Their art, mainly done in blackwood, is a very important part of 20th century African art. In 2003, the African Caribbean Institute of Jamaica, Jamaica Memory Bank was part of a UNESCO safeguarding project that sought to safeguard the cultural heritage of the Maroons in Jamaica. Jamaica is signatory to a 2003 UNESCO Convention for the Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage, and the Maroon heritage of Moortown was nominated to the representative list of the Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity. As a follow-up to that nomination, there was a safeguarding project in which the African Caribbean Institute of Jamaica, Jamaica Memory Bank did research and documentation, collected archives and interviews, and generally documented the heritage of the Moortown Maroons in Jamaica. Following that project, a donation of maroon printing drums was made to the ACIJ JMB, and we have those in our collection. Our audiovisual collection, as I said, includes over 2,000 audio tapes, many of which are our Jamaica Memory Bank interviews. These are an important part of our collection, and some of the people we have interviewed actually have birthdays in the late 19th century. So that collection really teaches a whole lot about Jamaican social history for the last 150 years. The ACIJ JMB is located at 12 Ocean Boulevard, and that's the bottom of Orange Street, downtown Kingston. We're open to the public Monday to Thursday from 9 to 5 p.m. and on Fridays from 9 to 4 p.m. For additional information, you can also visit our website or find us on our social pages at the African Caribbean Institute of Jamaica on Facebook and at the ACIJ JMB on YouTube and Twitter.
Hello, my name is Kerry Brown, Acting Director here at Liberty Hall, the Legacy of Marcus Garvey. The primary mission of Liberty Hall is to inform the public about the work of Jamaica's first national hero and to use his philosophy and opinions to inspire, excite, and positively affect the self-identity of Jamaican people while creating social and economic wealth. Enjoy Heritage Fest.
Hi, my name is Faith Anderson and I'm the Research Officer at Liberty Hall, the Legacy of Marcus Garvey. Liberty Hall was officially reopened on October 20, 2003. Today it stands as a living monument to Marcus Mosiah Garvey and as a cultural and educational institution. The building houses the Marcus Mosiah Garvey Multimedia Museum, the Garvey Great Hall, the Garvey Research and Reference Library, and the Garvey Computer Center. Liberty Hall's collection includes the New Jamaican newspaper, edited by Marcus Garvey, the Black Man newspaper, also edited by Marcus Garvey, an original copy of the UNIA membership certificate dated 1939, first editions of volumes 1 and 2 of the Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey, an autographed copy of Garvey and Garveyism, which was authored by Amy Jakes Garvey, the Marcus Garvey cane or walking stick, Marcus Garvey's table, and his National Heroes Medal. Marcus Garvey was an avid collector of artwork and antiques. This handcrafted mahogany table was built in 1912 and belonged to Marcus Garvey when he lived in Jamaica between 1927 and 1935. The Baroque Rococo style table stands at 29 inches tall, and the diameter of the top is 59.5 inches, and the base is 4 intricately carved dragon figurines. The Marcus Garvey table is on a long-term loan to Liberty Hall from the Jamaica National Heritage Trust and is now housed in the Garvey Research and Reference Library. The Amy Jakes Garvey Holy Bible is also a part of Liberty Hall's collection. This was given to us on January 5, 2017 by her son, Dr. Julius Garvey. Throughout the Bible, there are several highlighted passages, and on the title page, we'll find Amy Jakes Garvey's address, which reads, Amy Jakes Garvey, 12 Mona Road, Kingston 6, Jamaica, West Indies. The Marcus Garvey walking stick. A walking stick belonging to Marcus Garvey forms a part of the Marcus Mosiah Garvey Multimedia Museum's collection. The 2.5-foot, 2-pound walking stick has a sterling silver looped handle with the inscription that reads, Marcus Garvey, August 1922. The story behind this walking stick is that in 1919, there was an assassination attempt on Marcus Garvey's life. While he was at his UNIA office in Harlem, New York, he was shot twice in his right leg and once on the right side of his scalp. In pictures of Garvey after 1919, he is seen with a walking stick in his right hand. This leads us to believe that he was supporting his right leg, where he was shot 2 times. This walking stick belonged to Marcus Garvey up until he died on June 10, 1940. Liberty Hall, the Legacy of Marcus Garvey, is located at 76 Upper King Street. Our business hours are 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays, and 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. on Fridays. You may contact us for tours and other information by calling 876-8639, or you can find us on social media by going to @GarveyLH. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
I'm Jacqueline Boucher, Director of the Programs Coordination Division, and that is comprised of 2 junior centers, one located at East Street in downtown Kingston and one in Greater Portmore, St. Catherine, and the Simon Bolivar Cultural Center located at North Parade, downtown Kingston. The mission of the division is to develop the potential of adults and children in the creative arts and languages, to broaden their intellectual development and their knowledge of Jamaican culture, Caribbean culture, and Latin American culture. This is done through the programs we offer, an after-school program and a Saturday program for adults and for children between the ages of 6 to 17 years. Thank you for joining in our Heritage Fest, and I hope you'll enjoy.
Hello, I'm Nadine Booth-Gooden, Center Manager of the Simon Bolivar Cultural Center, arm of the Programs Coordination Division of the Institute of Jamaica. The Simon Bolivar Cultural Center is located at 10 to 12 North Parade, Kingston, Jamaica. It was officially opened in 2015 on September 6 by President Maduro. This was on the 200th anniversary of the Carta de Jamaica. The Simon Bolivar Cultural Center was established to foster Latin American and Caribbean integration and to create a space for cultural enlightenment programs, as seen in the programs offered by the Simon Bolivar Cultural Center. It was also built in honor of the time spent here by Simon Bolivar while he was exiled here in Jamaica. The two main artifacts that I'll talk with you about today are one, the sword, and the two, the Carta de Jamaica, otherwise known as the Jamaica Letter. The Simon Bolivar sword, a replica of which was donated to the Simon Bolivar Center on its official opening, as I mentioned before, on September 6, 2015, is of 18-karat gold and precious stones, including ruby, which marks the eye of the snake that can be seen on the sword. On either sides of the sword can be seen the initials of Simon Bolivar. This sword is 1 meter and 7 inches long and made of 18-karat gold. It is interesting to note that in 1974, the sword was stolen. Yes, stolen. And 17 years later, in 1991, was returned to Colombia. The Carta de Jamaica, or the Jamaica Letter, titled Response of a Latin American to an Englishman on the Island, was written here by Simon Bolivar while he was in self-imposed exile. Simon Bolivar resided at 33 Princess Street, right here in downtown Kingston, Jamaica. This letter sought the assistance of Mr. Henry Cullen, to whom the letter was written, for the fight of Latin American freedom. Simon Bolivar basically wanted to have the support, with the financially and with military might, to continue his fight for the freedom of Latin America. The letter had been published for many years and disseminated. However, the original version, the Spanish version, was lost for many years, until in 1994, the historian Amilcar Valera discovered it in Ecuador. And in 2024, President Maduro advised the public that this letter was found. It went through a lengthy process of verification before it could have been confirmed to be the original Carta de Jamaica. This letter, as we've said before, is instrumental in the freedom of Latin American persons, our people, our countries, as we may say it. And today we pay homage to this letter. This year, we celebrated the 205th anniversary of the Carta de Jamaica, and we continue to respect the contribution that it has made to our history, our country, our region, and our people. Follow us on our Facebook page, Simon Bolivar Cultural Center, Kingston, Jamaica. We look forward to seeing you in our virtual space. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Greenland. I'm the Senior Director of the National Gallery of Jamaica. The National Gallery is here to showcase the best of Jamaican art and also Caribbean art, and also explore it through exhibitions, so exploring the history and the context to a lot of the art movements. We have a collection of about 2,200 works of art, and they are owned by the people of Jamaica, and we hold them in trust. So please visit us when you can, but also enjoy Heritage Fest with us, and I hope you learn and enjoy yourself a great deal.
Hello, my name is O'Neill Lawrence and I'm the Chief Curator at the National Gallery of Jamaica. The National Gallery is the largest public gallery in the English-speaking Caribbean. Our mission is to collect, research, document, and preserve Jamaican art, as well as art from the region and Caribbean diaspora. Through our exhibitions, catalogs, videos, and other online postings, we seek to educate and promote our artistic heritage for the benefit of future and present generations. The NGJ's permanent collection is now a comprehensive aggregation of early, modern, and contemporary Jamaican works of art. Consisting of more than 2,000 examples, it also includes smaller holdings for artwork produced by other Caribbean and international artists. These artworks offer a glimpse into the island's and region's artistic development from the earliest manifestations to the present day, visually documenting Jamaica's socio-cultural history as well as that of the Caribbean. In selecting 3 of the treasures of the National Gallery of Jamaica's art collection, the unprecedented times we are living through as members of the Jamaican and worldwide community influenced these choices. In a period that necessitates social distancing for the prevention of the pandemic spread, the themes of family, fraternity, and of course community came to the fore. These themes are at the core of our people's resilience and are central to our ability to overcome this current and future adversity. The 3 paintings selected highlight the Jamaican family and community. A tender familial scene is depicted in Barrington Watson's Mother and Child, and the communal reverence and ritual of revivalists is brought to life in David Pottinger's Nine Nights. It is Osmond Watson's City Life, however, that reminds us of the vibrancy of our public spaces and its people. The vendors selling, the men arguing at the corner shop, the sense of community, enjoying time in the company of friends. These are the things that we miss, and with perseverance will become normal parts of our lives again. For more information on Jamaica's visual culture, follow our National Gallery on Instagram and Facebook at National Gallery of Jamaica, and our Western Jamaica branch at National Gallery West. On Twitter at NatGalleryJA, as well as our YouTube channel.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Greenland. I'm the Director of National Museum Jamaica. Our mission and our goal and our purpose is to make everybody into a citizen historian. So every single person who lives in Jamaica or comes to Jamaica is aware of their own history, of their family, of their community, and also of their nation. So in order to achieve this, we put on exhibitions, we have museums, and we do education programs as well, such as this one. And we have a museum in Port Royal, we have a museum in Spanish Town, we have a museum in Montego Bay, and we also have our museum here on East Street in downtown Kingston. And here we have exhibitions like this one. This one's a sort of exhibition of treasures and mysteries and stories that we have in our collection. We have a very large collection of over 17,000 artifacts, most of which are in storage at the moment, but they are rotated out to go into exhibitions. We also have our Port Royal exhibition next to this as well. And thank you for participating in this Heritage Fest, and I hope you have a wonderful and educational experience.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Rose, Assistant Outreach Officer here at National Museum Jamaica. National Museum Jamaica is an interesting place. It's a museum that holds a national collection, and we normally refer to them as treasures. And for this year's Heritage Fest, we're looking at 3 treasures: the bust of Mary Seacole, the figure of Guanyin, and the candelabrum. The figure of Guanyin, the Buddhist goddess of compassion and mercy, from the Port Royal collection, which is one of the largest collections that we have. The candelabrum, which is a candle holder, was gifted to the Reverend by his congregation of the East Queen Street Baptist Church for his distinguished service in 1846. The feature treasured for this year's Heritage Fest is the bust of Mary Seacole. It's one of the most priceless and magnificent treasures that we have. But before I tell you about the bust, I would like to tell you a little bit more about who Mary Seacole was and how she lived her life. Mary Seacole was a Jamaican nurse who passed away in 1881. She was the daughter of a Caribbean mother and a Scottish father. She spent most of her life taking care of people. She also traveled all over the world to Great Britain, Central America, and the Caribbean. In the 1830s, she lived right here in the downtown vicinity on East Street, where the National Library of Jamaica now stands. She also ran a rest home called Blundell Hall. Blundell Hall was a beautiful Georgian building, well suited to take care of the sailors and the soldiers who were coming into the busy port of Kingston. And there she practiced the art of using medicinal herbs to take care of the wounded soldiers. Mary Seacole rose to fame in the 1950s for her work in the Crimean War, where she took care of the wounded soldiers on the battlefield. She also built a field hotel called the British Hotel. It was during the Crimean War, Count Victor Glyken met Mary Seacole. He was a royal officer in the Navy and later became a lieutenant. He was impressed with the way how she cared for him, and he wanted to depict her in a sculpture. The bust depicts the personality of Mary Seacole, who some describe as being brave, warm, determined, and she was very undaunted with her work during the Crimean War. It shows how fancy she dressed, as well as the medals that she's wearing, which shows solidarity and the bond that she had with the British soldiers. Today, Mary Seacole still matters. In 2016, a statue was erected on the lawns of the St. Thomas Hotel in Great Britain for her contribution and achievements. In 1991, she was awarded the Order of Merit from the Jamaican government, and the Nurses of Jamaica named one of their halls, the Mary Seacole Hall, at the University of the West Indies. Thank you for watching. If you'd like more information, you may contact National Museum Jamaica at 922-0620. We are located at 10 to 16 East Street, Kingston. You may follow us on our social media pages on Facebook at National Museum Jamaica, Instagram at national_museum_Jamaica, and you can also visit our website at www.museums-ioj.org.jm. Thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Herbie Miller, Director Curator at the Jamaica Music Museum, Institute of Jamaica. The Jamaica Music Museum, popularly referred to as JAM, was established 12 years ago to collect, preserve, and disseminate artifacts and objects relating to Jamaican popular music. Over the years, we have amassed quite an impressive national collection. We have staged quite a number of exhibitions which were well received. However, our educational and cultural outreach programs have become staples at the JAM, and our flagship program, Ground Nation, which is entering its 10th year, February 2021, has attracted attention from both at home and abroad, which has made it one of the top calendar events for Reggae Month each year. I invite you to enjoy this year's Heritage Festival, especially in this new format of presentation, as much as I wanted to enjoy the artifacts in the National Collection on show. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Shari Williams, and I am the Research Officer and Associate Curator of the Jamaica Music Museum. The Jamaica Music Museum is home to several artifacts that represent different aspects of music, locally and internationally. From the talking drums of Nigeria, to the kalimbas of East Africa, to the rumba boxes in Mento, to electric guitars and drum kits. The Jamaica Music Museum has a host of musical instruments that take visitors on a journey through the history of Jamaican music through sound, sight, and touch. We also have rare musical recordings and oral histories, musical scores, photographs, films, and even personal correspondences that once belonged to eminent Jamaican musicians. Among our artifacts is an accordion that belonged to Adina Edwards, a blind singer and musician who was discovered in the 1960s on the corner of King Street and Barry Street. We also have one of the first solid body guitars in the world, built by Jamaican Headley Jones, who was a musician, audio engineer, and an inventor. Today, we'll be looking more closely at the Jolly Boys' Rumba Box. The Jolly Boys are a long-standing mental combo that was formed in 1945 in Portland and originally consisted of Albert Minot, Alan Swimmer, Derek Johnny Henry, and Egbert Watson. The group gained local prominence as they became fixtures of the North Coast Hotel circuit. They performed at parties and participated in mental competitions based in Kingston. With a discography spanning 5 decades, they have also garnered international acclaim and have been invited to provide entertainment at events such as the Montreal Jazz Festival in 2003. They have most recently gained a new generation of fans around the world with their 2016 cover of Amy Winehouse's song Rehab. The Rumba Box, or marimbula, is a lamellophone or a plucked percussion instrument derived from the African mbira. It is used as the bass line for songs performed by the typical mento band. Rumba boxes were originally made out of boxes around the same size as suitcases. These boxes have a whole board in the front from which the produced sound resonates. On the front of this hole, metal strips known as tines are nailed to the box, which are then plucked in order to produce sound. These sounds provide the bass line in most mento bands. The Jamaica Music Museum's gallery is located at 8 Water Lane, downtown Kingston, and our offices are located at 10 to 16 East Street. Our website can be found here on the screen.
I'm Tracy Cormack, and I am Director of the Natural History Museum of Jamaica. Our museum is located at the corner of East and Tower Streets in Kingston, and our focus is the preservation and conservation of the island's natural heritage. We have the largest collection of preserved biological specimens in English-speaking Caribbean and a library of rare scientific publications. We support and conduct research on Jamaica's biodiversity, especially our native and endemic species. We then disseminate information through publications, exhibitions, our educational programs, and social media.
Hi, my name is Sashali Cross, and I'm the Assistant Botanist within the Botany Department of the Natural History Museum of Jamaica. Of the many artifacts within our collections, today we'll focus on 3 artifacts. They are the Jamaican Blue Mountain Duck, the Helen Wood Collection, and the Proctor Collection. Specimens of the Jamaican Blue Mountain Duck, Pterodroma caribae. This Jamaican storm petrel was last collected in 1879, and this bird is probably extinct. The collections hold 2 stuffed specimens of this bird, and they represent some of the oldest specimens in the collection. The population of the Jamaican Blue Mountain Duck was severely affected by the introduction of the mongoose in 1872. The mongoose was imported to Jamaica from India as it was hoped that the mongoose would help to exterminate rats from sugarcane fields. The animal was successful in its task, but it wreaked havoc on native ground nesting species, which aided in the extinction of the Jamaican Blue Mountain Duck. The Helen Adelaide Wood Collection. The Helen Wood Collection comprises of 480 watercolor paintings of plants and animals. These were prepared by Helen Wood during her 15 years at the Institute of Jamaica. Her employment with the Institute of Jamaica began in 1912. The Proctor Collection. The Proctor Collection is the compilation Of all the plant specimens collected by Dr. George Richardson Proctor and housed in the Institute of Jamaica's Herbarium, the National Repository for Preserved Plant Specimens. To date, some of these endemic plants have only been collected by Proctor. Several may be extinct due to deforestation and land use changes. Within the collection are over 30 plant species named in honor of him, including Cocothrinox proctorii, also called Proctor's palm, the national tree of the Cayman Islands, and the beautiful Jamaican endemic Portlandia proctorii. Also named in his honor is a remote location in Portland, Jamaica called Proctor's Pool, which boasts a high diversity of endemic plants. Dr. Proctor was instrumental in the IOJ acquiring the Mason River property. He published numerous technical papers and books which have been a staple for botanists in Jamaica and the Caribbean, including Ferns of Jamaica, 2 editions of Flora of the Cayman Islands, and Flora of the Lesser Antilles. Dr. Proctor died in 2015 at the age of 95. The Natural History Museum of Jamaica is located at 10 to 16 East Street, and we're open from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at ILoveNHMJ, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube page at Natural History Museum of Jamaica.
Sadly, we've come to the end of our program. And now we'd like to welcome Mr. Vivian Crawford, our Executive Director, to give a special acknowledgement.
Honorable Olivia Grange, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Honorable Alonda Terrelong, Minister of State in the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Mr. Denzel Thorpe, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Mr. Howard Mitchell, Chairman of Council, Institute of Jamaica, and other members of Council, including Honorable Marigold Harding, Deputy Chairman, and members of Boards of Management. Guests through this virtual presentation, members of staff of the Institute of Jamaica, including Deputy Director, Mrs. Nicole Patrick Shaw, and heads of divisions, departments. On behalf of the Institute of Jamaica, it is my pleasure, privilege, and duty to offer acknowledgements to those who made this Heritage Fest 2020 possible. In spite of the COVID pandemic, we affirm that faith is to believe what we do not see, and the reward of that faith is to see what we believe. And so here we are, viewing some of the treasures of the Institute of Jamaica. Thanks to Honorable Olivia Grange for commitment to the objectives of the Institute of Jamaica in promoting the tangible and intangible heritage of our country. And this gives me an opportunity to thank governments over the years for their support to the Institute of Jamaica. We thank Honorable Alonda Terrelong for his support to also. Thanks to our chairman, Mr. Howard Mitchell, and members of the council, not only for their guidance, but involvement in the various activities of the Institute. Thanks to Mr. Denzel Thorpe, Permanent Secretary, who is always ready to listen to the Institute of Jamaica's requests, especially if it involves money. Thanks to the chairman of the Boards of Management for their guidance in making this presentation possible. To the chairman of the Boards of Management and the staff of the Institute of Jamaica, who really went beyond the call of duty in the midst of COVID war. I think they were saying to COVID in the true Jamaican expression, me and you today. Thanks to Mr. Stephen Golding and Mr. Delroy Morgan, co-chair of the African Caribbean Institute of Jamaica, Jamaica Memory Bank, Director Mr. Bernard Janke, And for Liberty Hall, the legacy of Marcus Garvey, Acting Director, Mr. Carey Brown. Honorable Marigold Harding, Chairman, Junior Centers, Mrs. Jacqueline Boucher, Director, and Mrs. Nadine Booth Gordon, Center Manager, Simon Bolivar Center. Senator the Honorable Tom Tavares Finson, Chairman, National Gallery of Jamaica, and Dr. Jonathan Greenland, Director. Mr. Patrick Staniger, Chairman, National Museum of Jamaica, and Dr. Jonathan Greenland, Oversight. Mr. Herbie Miller, Director, Jamaica Music Museum. Professor Ronald Young, Chairman, National History Museum of Jamaica, and Mrs. Tracy Comock, Director. And to Mrs. Nicole Patrick Shaw and Miss Tandy Henry, thanks for their logistics in making all this possible. To the members of the public for their commitment to our mission at the Institute of Jamaica, we say thanks and echo the words of Right Excellent Marcus Messiah Garvey. A people without the knowledge of their history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. Thank you.
Thank you all for tuning in. Remember, follow us on all our social media pages, IOJ_Jamaica for Instagram and the Institute of Jamaica for our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter pages. Stay safe.